We're joined today by the Wild's first-round draft pick in the recent NHL draft. The ninth overall selection was Marco Rossi, who now joins us. Still training in Europe, waiting for the opportunity to get over here and get started. Marco, first of all, congratulations on the draft and your selection. I know it means a lot to you. I've listened to a couple of your interviews, and to be a player with a lot of pride in your Austrian heritage, what does it mean to you to be one of the few Austrians in the history of the NHL to go this high in the draft?
First of all, thank you very much. And yeah, it means a lot because since it's like a childhood dream to play one day in the NHL, and now getting drafted by Minnesota, who always before like played two awesome players there, Thomas Vanek and Christoph Pantner. So it's really nice to be the third guy now playing in Minnesota. And yeah, I mean, it's the NHL and it's a huge honor getting drafted now. And the next goal is playing now in the NHL.
What was it like going through the draft process from remote locations like you were? I mean, you weren't the only guy, all of these potential first round picks. It was different to not be there in person. Had you had contact with a lot of these other teams so that you had an idea who might be thinking about selecting you in those early picks?
To be honest, not at all. Like I have so many interviews with like any team, but I couldn't really tell who wants me or anything. I just like knew after draft, my agent told me like the best conversation was with Minnesota, but I didn't know before. So before I had like no idea, and I was just waiting till I hear my name. And when I heard it, and I heard like Minnesota is drafting me, I was very happy.
You've told the story about the commute that you had to have in order to play hockey at the against the kind of competition that you wanted to play at. What stood out the most to me about it was at how young an age you had decided, this is what I want to do. I want to play in the National Hockey League. How did you know at that young of an age that, I mean, every kid thinks they want to play in the NHL, but you had to have an idea that your skill set was good enough that you had this chance?
Yeah, like the story was very tough for my whole family and especially for my dad. And when I'm 13 and you drive like so long to practice, I'm like 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then going back and you come home like at midnight and you do this like for 4 years, you sacrifice like family first of all, sacrifice so much for me. Then you have like no free time. And then you just like you're in the car. And when you sit like so long in a car, you go like through so much in your life. You talk with your dad so much. And then you're just thinking, if I want to do this now like every day, then I have to have a goal in front of me. And I understood that really early in my career. I was very happy with my dad because he played many years as a pro hockey, like over 20 years in Austria. So he helped me a lot and teach me a lot. And I'm very happy that I have the mindset, the pro mindset since I was very young. But it's very hard, and especially with 13, because sometimes the decision is like, should I go to Zurich and sit like 3 hours in a car, or go with the friends, play some soccer, or go to the cinema and just spend some time with them? It was very tough.
So many times when a player is drafted, you'll hear scouts and analysts and media people start to talk about, well, this guy has the potential to be this type of player, or we compare him, we project him to be a guy like this in the NHL. How about for you? If you had to describe your game, who do you think in the NHL their game most closely resembles yours?
It's hard to say. I mean, like I always watched Paul Datsuk highlights when I was younger because he was like a superstar, but he was really good in the defensive zone. That's what I really liked about him. And my dad always told me like play good in defensive zone since I was really young. And when you're that young, you don't really believe why should I play defense, you know? But when I saw like Pavel Datsuk when I was like 10, 11 years old, I was like, like he was playing so good in defensive zone. Then I understood, okay, if you play better in defensive zone, maybe you have more time in the offensive zone. And I was thinking like that. So I took it really very seriously, like playing the defensive zone. And I could see that in my game, it was always better, I had more opportunities. And yeah, then I think Pavel Datsuk is, of course, one of my role models. And lately, it's Braden Point. I mean, how he played in the playoffs was incredible. And he's like the same size than me, and he is really strong on his skates. And that's one thing where I'm really good at. It's just I have so much power in my legs, and doesn't matter how tall the other guy is or how strong, I stay on my feet, and I'm not scared of anyone. So, and even my skating improved so much, like till the last 7 months.
When you came over to North America and you went to play in the OHL, You talked about your commitment to the defensive zone, but you obviously had some offensive success as well. Last year, leading the league in scoring. Was there any doubt in your mind when you came over for the first time, like, hey, this is now the first time I'm going to measure myself against some of the best players in the world at my age level? Did you ever have any doubt? Was it something that you learned quickly when you arrived there that you could play with those guys?
That was my mindset. I wanted to go to Canada and just prove myself to the best players in the world. That doesn't matter where I'm from. I'm from Austria, and they don't even know where Austria is. So it was funny, but I just wanted to show them like there's another guy who's really good at hockey, and I want to show you guys who I am. And yeah, of course, like the first few games was different, especially the first time in Canada. I mean, the culture was different, the food was different, the language was different. Like everything was different for me, and you just gotta get used to that, and you just got to be there and spend some time there.
So now you're about to start the next chapter of your hockey career with the Minnesota Wild. How much do you know about the Wild organization, the players involved? Have you had a chance to meet and chat at all with any of them yet?
Yeah, I know a little bit. Like they have a really good team now coming up, and Jared Spurgeon already texted me and said congrats and looking forward to see you, and it's really nice. And yeah, I know it's in Minnesota, it's cold in winter, and yeah, I'm very happy. And they're like hockey crazy there, so it's nice. And
So
Thomas Vanek, I'm sorry, Thomas Vanek always texted me and we called each other, and very happy to see me because he's living in Minnesota. So yeah, it's awesome for me.
Well, Marco, we look forward to getting a chance to chat with you in person when training camp gets started. Congratulations again on the draft selection, and appreciate the conversation today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.